This is Evening News for Thursday, September 26, 2013. I'm Samuel Sugnandan. Thanks for joining us. Making the headlines this evening. Consultations on Budget 2014 to commence soon. Bulgaria writes off US $2.9 million Guyana debt. Comprehensive national youth policy being crafted. And AFC scrambles to reverse Persaud's resignation. And now for the news in detail. Guyana on Thursday joined Antigua and Barbuda and Trinidad and Tobago in warning that several countries, including some in the Caribbean, are likely to fail in achieving the United Nations Millennium Development Goals, MDGs. In addressing the 68th session of the UN General Assembly debate, President Donald Ramotar said while a review has revealed the world as a whole has witnessed substantial progress towards the achievement of the MDGs, prospects vary significantly within and across countries. He warned that a large number of countries are likely to come short in achieving the goals, adding that health and education challenges threaten the sustainability of hard-earned socio-economic gains. Ramotar said today more than 1 billion people live in extreme poverty and 1 in 8 persons on the planet suffer from chronic undernourishment, among them more than 200 million children. All three main political parties are expected to meet shortly to commence tripartite consultations for Budget 2014. Sabatini Daniels has our report.
Alliance for Change leader Kemraj Ramcharan said Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh recently indicated his readiness to begin consultations for Budget 2014. Speaking at the party's weekly press conference today, he disclosed that a date will be set shortly. Last year, budget consultations between the three political parties was somewhat chaotic since they could not meet consensus. As such, this year's budget saw the opposition parties gutting the budget by $31.4 billion. When asked if the party foresees any disagreement, as had occurred in the past, Ramcharan said the AFC does not want to start on that note.
We are going to ask back the minister a date that is convenient to all three parties, that is the APNU, because I noticed the APNU indicating that they weren't ready at a certain date fixed last week. So whenever they're ready, we are ready.
Two major cuts from the 2013 budget were monies allocated for the Chedi Jagan International Airport expansion and the Specialty Hospital project. At present, a case is in the High Court seeking to have the cuts restored. The budget was reduced to $177.4 billion from the original $208.8 billion presented for the 2013 budget. Sabatini Daniels reporting for the Evening News.
The Bulgarian government has written off debt totaling US $2.9 million from Guyana. As of December 31, 2012, the liabilities of Guyana to Bulgaria resulting from a barter protocol in 1984 amounted to US $3.225 million. Since 2004, Guyana has the status of highly indebted and poor country, and as a result, the Paris Club creditors have reduced the country's obligations by 90%. Traditionally, no country can hold a larger share of the debt of a highly indebted poor country than the percentage agreed with the Paris Club creditors. The draft agreement between Bulgaria and Guyana provides for this maximum possible amount of debt to Bulgaria within a 3-year period. So in 3 years, Bulgaria will receive US $322,000 and the remaining US $2.9 million will be recorded as official development assistance from Bulgaria. The draft document of Guyana's Integrated Disaster Risk Management Bill is one that is incomparable to the rest of the Caribbean. Today, a final consultation was held before the document goes to Cabinet for adoption. Whitney Persaud reports.
Guyana is one step closer to realizing an integrated disaster risk management plan, and today a consultation was held to present the draft bill and have civil society present recommendations during that review process. The hopeful outcome of the disaster risk management consultations is to have a unified agreement from civil society, private sector stakeholders, and political consensus before the bill is taken to Cabinet for approval. Today's consultation aims to strengthen the technical aspect of the draft document and also to promote public participation and understanding of the bill. Director General of the Civil Defense Commission, Chabilal Ramsrub, says the key objective is to save lives and prevent loss of property in an event of serious and unexpected disasters.
Before we put this document to Cabinet, we must give the public a chance to air their views and make their recommendations. And do not wait until the document becomes law, then to hear that it was not a complete document.
According to him, the bill not only seeks to prevent deaths or loss of assets, but rather eliminates any vulnerable causes that may lead to the occurrence of disasters in Guyana.
The bill comprises of 67 clauses which are organized in 10 parts. There's an 11th part which contains the regulations, and that is apart from the bill. The bill provides a comprehensive and a coordinated approach to address the impacts and consequences of natural hazards through risk reduction and early warning and real-time action plans.
Ramsrup highlighted the most recent of unfortunate incidents of disasters that have occurred around the world, adding that Ghana must be ready to face these issues from its roots. He added that this plan is a fulfillment of government's commitment to reduce disasters and its impact on the country's livelihood. For the Evening News, Whitney Prasad.
Chief Education Officer Olato Sam says the Education Ministry's Technical and Vocational Education Training TVET program is significant to the development of the economy, creating an ideal blend of academic and technical skills to ensure Ghana stays on the path of continued growth. He made his comment today at the opening of the TVET Career and Open Day Fair. Liana Bradshaw joins us with that report.
Chief Education Officer Olato Sam has dubbed the TVET program a landmark event of Education Month, as there is now the need to move beyond academic learning to incorporate technical skills to satisfy the needs of the economic environment. He noted that technical training should no longer be considered below par in comparison to academic learning, as he stressed its significance in the curriculum of the education system.
There is widespread recognition that pupils and teachers engaged in the teaching-learning process need to move well beyond content knowledge and emphasize skill acquisition, including those such as problem solving, decision making, teamwork, and communication, which are invaluable not just in the school setting but in our workplace environments.
Competency-based education and training has been adopted as the national approach for technical education and has been a critical component of the Secondary Competency Certificate Program (SCCP). He stressed the need to incorporate TVET into all households and communities to improve the mechanisms for industries in order to satisfy their needs and concerns.
TVET has to be the pathway for eradicating poverty from this society and the avenue for reducing our unemployment challenges. It must be regarded as one of the strategies for re-engaging young males in education while giving girls new non-traditional employment options that will facilitate greater gender parity.
Given an overview of the TVET Strategic and Action Plan 2013 to 2020, the Assistant Chief Education Officer said the plan denotes a paradigm shift to ensure development in Guyana. He said government has embarked on the repositioning of the TVET program through the TVET Enhancement Project to create improved skills.
The main purpose of the strategic plan is to create workers with employable skills and competencies relevant to the labor market. This means that training programs will be aligned with the skills in the labor market. The Guyana TVET system will be strategic in the way it is governed, planned, organized, and implemented. It calls for a broader scope for TVET in the terms of target groups and occupations in response to the Guyana labor market, which calls for adjustment in the way training is delivered in order to contribute to economic development.
The staging of the TVET Career and Open Day saw various technical institutes displaying their skills. Companies which also welcome such skills for employment were also on hand to showcase their products and services. For the Evening News, Liana Bradshaw.
The Alliance for Change EFC is now scrambling to reverse the resignation of Attorney-at-Law Chandradas Prasad, who decided to leave the party over recognition issue, which have been added to a long list of other concerns that are yet to be addressed. More in this report.
Prasad's resignation now brings the total resignations this month to a record 5 after several other persons decided to cross the floor to join the main opposition party because of unresolved conflicts and differences on other policy issues and decisions taken by the Alliance for Change's current leadership. The attorney-at-law speaking with this newscast today said that he will not be aligning himself to any political party over the next few weeks and months, including the AFC. He explained that as of today, no one from the party's leadership team contacted him to discuss his resignation or made any attempts to resolve the conflicts. Prasad said that he made his decision based upon his consciousness and the fact that he believed the leadership of the party was taking him for granted and appeared unappreciative of the hard work he was doing in Regions 5 and 6. He explained that the disrespect and lack of appreciation climbed to new levels when he turned up for a planned television show only to be told that the party had sent a pre-recorded one to be played instead. Charan Das, who is also an AFC councillor, said that the party has also failed to inform him why it made a somersault on its initial position on the Amila Falls hydropower project. Meanwhile, AFC's executive member Dominic Gaskin, speaking at the party's press conference on Thursday, acknowledged and confirmed Prasad's resignation. He appeared to be suggesting that the party at that late hour would have made overtures to Prasad with the aim of reversing his decision to resign.
We were very disappointed when we got the news of Mr. Prasad's resignation, and the party has not discussed it formally and taken a position, but some of us have, I think, indicated that we would be willing to speak with Mr. Prasad and see if we can get him to reverse that decision, because we value the work that Mr. Prasad has done in Berbice. Perhaps we may not have communicated that sufficiently.
But hardliner Kemraj Ramjatan, who is the leader of the AFC, said that the recent defections to the APNU and Prasad's resignation would of course affect it, as he tried to exhibit concern physically at the press conference. Ramjatan immediately jumped on the defensive, explaining that if people did not want to adhere to founding principles of the AFC and what it stands for, then they were free to go. According to him, the party must remain independent, not pandering unnecessarily to the laps or bosoms of either the APNU or ruling PPP, as it will lose its identity. For the Evening News, Whitney Prasad.
Join us after these messages for more of the Evening News. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the Evening News. Consultations for a comprehensive national youth policy is being crafted and begins tomorrow in Region 10. Sabatini Daniels has the details.
Consultant for Guyana's national youth policy formulation, Derek Allen, said the aim is for the final draft of the document to be completed by Christmas. Speaking at a press conference today, he said desk work for the policy has already commenced. He added, however, that consultations with youths at various levels of society will provide the relevant information needed for the crafting of the document. Beginning tomorrow, Allen and members from the National Youth Steering Committee will hit the road for another week and a half, visiting various regions across the country to acquire the views from young people.
We will prepare what we found. This is what we found, and this is what the young people have said. And they will tell us as well how they want us to approach answering the questions they have. And then we distill them, and we come back and we prepare a draft, which we will then send back to individuals in the community leaders in focus groups again, to look at the draft and to see the extent to which it represents what the young people and the stakeholders said. Having done that, we take it up again and we refresh it. And then we send it to the ministry and CYP for their comments, for their answering the questions that they sent us. Have we answered their questions? And then we come back again and we meet with the minister and CYP again to see that they're satisfied. If they're satisfied, we hand it to CYP and the minister.
Following this, Allen will provide advice on how to implement the youth policy and formulate the action plan. Youth Minister Dr. Frank Anthony said Guyana currently has a youth policy that is outdated, noting that the new document will have vision and a roadmap for its implementation.
More importantly, we have also built in a component where we're going to evaluate, monitor first of all what we've been implementing, and do an evaluation plan at the end. So if we take this process, say for the first 5 years, at the end when we evaluate, we must be able to see whether we have made progress on what we have documented.
The Commonwealth Youth Programme, Caribbean Centre and UNICEF Guyana are providing support to the government for the policy. Sabatini Daniels reporting for the Evening News.
Guyana will soon boast a new multi-million-dollar state-of-the-art dental facility which is expected to offer world-class services to the Guyanese public. Whitney Prasad reports.
Dr. Clive Jagan and his family are bringing a new dental culture to the Guyanese populace, and unlike the other dental facilities around the country, a number of new services will be provided. During an interview with this newscast, Dr. Jagan and his 3 sons, who all specialize in different areas of dentistry, reassured patients of their commitment to them. Dr. Jagan said that a wider range of new services will be offered right here in Guyana. This new facility also has the potential of becoming a hub for medical tourism.
It's a wide range, basically all the fields of dentistry we are trying to cover within that one building there. We'll do the general extractions, cleanings, dentures, fillings.
Dr. Kyle Jagan, who specializes in the area of laser and implants surgery, noted that this is one of the least painful forms of dentistry. Laser have been used for many years in oral surgery and implant dentistry. In some indications, laser treatment has become state-of-the-art as compared to conventional techniques.
The beauty about the laser is that you can perform surgeries that are bloodless. You have a completely bloodless field. It's also painless, so painless dentistry is a big thing. Like when people come to the dentist, their main thing about coming to the dentist is fear. So if you could provide painless dentistry for something like surgeries, then I think patients would really like that.
In addition to this, Dr. Shane Jagan, who is the eldest of the 3 brothers, says that his area of specialty is cosmetic dentistry. Cosmetic dentistry is generally used to refer to any dental work that improves a person's teeth and gums.
It's all about giving you that smile you're looking for, making you, some people may not like the color of their teeth, or maybe there's a slight rotation of a tooth or space. It's all about fixing that and making sure that it is the way the patient wants it to be, and that's what the cosmetic dentistry is about. Achieving what the desired results of the patients.
Meanwhile, Dr. Ian Jagan, who is one of the youngest dental doctors in Guyana, noted that he has always had a love for oral surgery.
I believe I took the record from my dad, so. I know it's a really good feeling to accomplish that. Since I was young, I always had ambition to become a dentist. So it's a happy feeling. And for the youngsters out there who would like to study dentistry, it's a great feeling. So, just put your mind to it, study hard, do your best, and try your best to achieve your goals.
He said before providing this kind of service to the populace, he will be pursuing another year of study in this field. For the Evening News, Whitney Prasad.
Guyana and China has recommitted their government's intention to continue to uphold strong bilateral ties for the benefit of both countries and its people. Sabatini Daniels has more.
Prime Minister Samuel Hines acknowledged China's achievements and its continued investments in Guyana and its people since diplomatic relations between the 2 countries were established 41 years ago. He was at the time speaking at a reception at the Chinese Embassy on Wednesday evening to celebrate the 64th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China.
Guyana values these exchanges very much and looks forward to continuing the dialogue at both the high political level as well as at the working level. On the economic front, many Chinese companies have responded favorably to the government's policy of encouraging foreign investment.
The Prime Minister highlighted that the bilateral relations between the 2 countries have grown from strength to strength. Both countries, he said, have made great strides for the past several years, and despite the recent financial and economic crisis in many parts of the world, their economies continue to grow. China's ambassador to Guyana, Zhang Limin, recognized that the country's two dreams are interlinked by a common goal of making a better life for their people through development of the respective country. He said he is convinced that through concerted efforts, the friendly relations and cooperation between Guyana and China will enjoy a brighter future. Sabatini Daniels reporting for the Evening News.
More of the Evening News after these messages. Welcome back, you're watching the Evening News. The Guyana Public Service Union, GPSU, is not in agreement with contracts being awarded to persons against positions that exist on the permanent pensionable establishment of the public service. Liana Bradshaw explains why.
The Guyana Public Service Union, GPSU, has renewed its call for doing away with contractual employment within the public sector. Speaking at the opening of the GPSU's 28th Biennial Delegates Conference on Wednesday, GPSU President Patrick Yard said the union is also opposed to the discrimination in pay which results from the personalized manner contract employment is implemented. Yard said on January 3, the GPSU wrote Public Service Ministry Permanent Secretary Haidar Ali requesting to be provided with the names, ages, designations, salaries and allowances of all contracted employees paid from Head 611 Table 9 of the 2013 Estimates of Expenditure. Yard said that in the last 5 years, the allocations to contract employment rose from $2.166 billion to $7.812 billion, 3.5 times the amount it was in 2008. Further, Yard said the GPSU has been advocating for the amendment of the Pensions Act to qualify persons who resign from employment in the public service to receive gratuity and/or pension for services rendered. He said generally, the union is demanding that the rights of workers be respected by employers, managers, and administrators at all times in accordance with the Constitution and laws of Guyana. For the Evening News, Liana Bradshaw.
Join us after these messages for your Evening News Sportscast, sponsored by Macor. Welcome back, and now for a look at sport. In the headlines, School Nationals a possibility for March 2014. George captures Guyana's first medal at Islamic Games. Berbice beat Escobar to reach Pepsi Inter-County Final. La Parkin cycling billed for Saturday, and West Indies A on top in first unofficial test against India. The Ministry of Education is looking to have more sports on the curriculum, which could cause the National Schools Championship to see a shift in dates. Tristan Joseph reports.
Discussions are being held between the Ministry of Education and the Guyana Teachers Union, GTU, on the way forward for the National Schools Championships. While no dates have been confirmed as yet, the Schools Championships is expected to be moved possibly to 2014, although the preliminaries are currently in full swing. A recent interview with Chief Executive Officer Wilato Sam highlighted the reason for the shift.
We wanted to ensure that students had opportunities to participate in athletics year-round, so that in the first term, the second and third term, as they build up towards going to represent the country in the Caribbean Championships, that we provide opportunities for them in every region and all across this country to participate in athletics.
Sam highlighted that he hopes that the plan can be put into effect as soon as possible.
What happened in the past was that we did everything in the first term, and once it was over, that was it for the year. And so this approach seemed to provide more balance. We're waiting on the union to come forward and we can have a meeting of the minds to put this into effect.
However, Sam also indicated that no final decision has been made.
We had discussions with the GTU, and I think we're still at the stage where we're ironing out all of those issues. I don't think we've arrived at a final decision yet.
Meanwhile, President of the GTU, Colin Bino, indicated that he received word from his secretary that the move of the event was on the table, but was in no receipt of an official document on the issue from the ministry.
Olympian Winston George grabbed Guyana's first medal on Wednesday evening at the third edition of the Islamic Games currently ongoing in Indonesia. The 26-year-old policeman clocked 46 minutes and 10 seconds in the men's 400 meters final to win silver for the Golden Arrowhead. Meanwhile, George is expected to compete in the men's 200 meters on Friday, while Ilika Morgan will face action when she competes in the women's 1500 meters final. Leg spinner Devendra Bishu took 6 wickets as Berbice completed a 10-wicket victory over Essequibo in the final preliminary game in this year's Pepsi Inter-County 50-over tournament on Thursday at the Georgetown Cricket Club ground border. Bishu has bamboozled the Essequibans with figures of 6 for 13 in 8.1 overs as the Essequibo side collapsed from 55 without to 93 all out in 31.1 overs. Berbice chased down the modest total in 11.1 overs with Anthony Deandra and skipper Sirsnarayan Chattergoon finished unbeaten on 47 and 35 respectively. Berbice will now face Demerara in the final on Sunday at the Albion Community Centre ground. The inner circuit of the national park will become a cycling speedway when some of the Guyana's top cyclists compete in the Laparcan Holdings Limited cycling program on Saturday. Rajiv Bisnod has the details in this report.
Laparcan will sponsor the 11-race meet, now in its 9th year, from 9 hours. National cycle coach Hassan Mohammed will be organizing the event that will see Robin Passod defending his title in the featured 35-lap schoolboys and invitational race. Last year, he won the event in 1 hour, 20 minutes, 55 seconds. Raul Leol is the defending champions for the juveniles 10-lap event, while Junior Niles and Alfie Sunaram are the defending champions of the veterans on the 50 and 12 to 14 boys and girls races, respectively. Other events carded for Saturday include the veterans over 50 and 60, mountain bikes, BMX Open 6 to 9, 9 to 12 and 12 to 14 years. Representatives of Laparcan will be on hand to assist in the presentation of prizes afterwards.
West Indies A stayed ahead by scoring 429 and removing India A's top order at the end of the second day of the first unofficial test against India A in Mysore. After Craig Brathwaite and Kirk Edwards fell in the 90s on the first day, Asad Fuddin took his team to a strong total with the tail. The Guyanese struck an unbeaten 86 before the host reached 124 for 3 at the end of day 2. Nikita Miller, Veersamy Permaul and Miguel Cummins have so far picked up a wicket apiece. India A trailed the West Indies A first innings total by 305 runs. Remember, you can read about these and other stories in tomorrow's edition of the Ghana Times newspaper, which can be picked up from vendors across the country. When you're not reading our newspaper or watching TVG Channel 28, do tune into Radio Ghana Inc. on 89.3, 89.5 or 89.7 FM. Your bridge reports are next. Welcome back, and now for a look at your bridge reports. The Demo Harbour Bridge will be closed on Friday, September 27 at 11 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. And the Berbice River Bridge will be closed on Friday, September 27 at 10 hours 20 for a period of 1.5 hours. That's your Thursday, September 26 edition of the Evening News. I'm Samuel Suknandan. Thanks for joining us.